fact, in Hebrew, a relative pronoun, and it is, since we can't see the board, I'll write it here. It is the word asher. New word, gotta learn it. Asher. This is the all-purpose relative pronoun. Who, that, whose, whom. One size fits all. Get it? You know what a relative pronoun is, again coming off of Greek, but unlike Greek, where the relative pronoun is going to show case endings, is going to be gender determined, right? You have a masculine, a feminine, and a neuter pronoun, a relative pronoun in Greek. And it's going to show the case ending of its usage within its relative clause in Greek. In Hebrew, there's just one. So this is real simple. Okay? Let me show you some examples from real live sentences, however. Now, how can I lose this? I've had these lying here all class period. And now comes the moment of truth. You're kidding. They gotta be here someplace. Here they are. Yes. Here's a sentence, all right? If you're following in the book, you will see that this is example 20, found on page 110. And for this afternoon, obviously, you can read through the fine print in the book and make some sense out of this. But let me introduce it this way by simply showing you an example, okay? Here we have a sentence that begins with ha'ish. Well, we know what that is, right? Ha'ish, the man. Now, here is our relative pronoun, asher, and it's going to introduce a relative clause, right? This is not very difficult. Here's our asher, and generally speaking, you can translate it who, or whatever appropriate form of who works. The man who, what's shalach? Sent, past tense. Here, by the way, Brian, is if you want specifically to make sure you're in the past tense. It's not the man who is finding the child, but the man who found the child. Then you might secure the tense by putting it within a relative clause and using a real verb in the past tense. The man who sent the messenger. Got it? This is not very difficult. Who is your relative pronoun? Now, let me ask you this. What person, number, gender is who? Well, let me ask you this. What function within the relative clause is it serving? What grammatical function? We actually have a subordinate clause here, an embedded sentence that reads, who sent the messenger? It has a subject, it has a verb, it has an object, right? Right? This is the object, this is the verb. That means that asher, the who, is functioning as the subject, all right? That means if we had case endings, it would have to be in the subject or nominative case, right? What number and gender is it? How do you determine its number and gender, asher? You have to ask the question, what noun is it standing for? What's the antecedent? The antecedent of asher is ha'ish. Ha'ish is masculine singular, and that's why the verb form is third singular masculine. You see that the pieces fit together, but there's nothing in the asher itself, in its form, that tells you that. All right? Now look at example 21. What's the difference? Here we've gone from the ish to the isha. That is to say that this is a feminine singular noun. Now we get essentially the same relative clause, who sent the messenger. What's the verb here? What person, number, gender is the verb? This verb is third singular feminine. Why is it feminine? Well, because its subject is third singular feminine. How do you know that the subject, which is a share, is third singular feminine? Answer, you don't. By looking at it, because one size fits all, the same a share works whether it's masculine or feminine. The only way you can tell that a share is feminine is by realizing its antecedent is feminine. But it in itself isn't going to tell you that. Do you see the simplicity of a one-size-fits-all word like a share actually creates a few ripple effect problems because you can't tell necessarily whether it's feminine, plural, singular, or whatever. See? Now, I'm making much more out of this than is true in context, but this is the problem. Look at number 22. What's the problem here? Number 22 reads the ha'anashim. These are the men, so this is masculine plural, right? But our share clause is essentially the same, except that the verb is perfect third plural common, because the share is plural, and the way you know the share is plural is by realizing that its antecedent is plural. Okay? And again, the next one is just doing feminine plural with the same. But my point here is that the share in all four of these sentences, examples 21 through 23 in the book, the share is all the same. You can't tell. Now look at example 24 and 25. What do we have here? The melech, this is singular masculine. Here's our relative clause. The melech who sent the messenger.